Good afternoon, my crafty friends who love yarn. I am Grandma Katie and I love to crochet and knit, among other things. As you can see by my shelves here, I have reorganized some things. I had to get a new cube shelf. I got it from Dollar Tree for $5, and believe it or not, it holds a lot of yarn because all of my fabric that was on the other shelf, that you see on the other shelf over here, all that fabric and stuff, it was somewhere else that was in the way and cluttering up my living room. I didn't like it. So I bought the cube shelf to put my yarn, so I could put my yarn in my cube shelf, so I could put the fabric on the other shelf and reorganize myself so that my table, I could clean off my table and get my brain more clear so that I could do one project at a time and not feel so overwhelmed about things. So I feel better about it. Now I can do one project at a time, take one project at a time off the shelf, work on it, get it done, get it out the door, and keep going. So, my whips. This is Wednesday. It's Wednesday's whips, right? I haven't done a video in a while. I'm sorry about that to the people who watch my videos. So the last time we spoke, I was working on this mitered Tunisian blanket, which I have finished, by the way. I finished it about 3 days after I did that video. I got the border on it and everything. So this is completely finished. It's a very nice blanket. It turned out it is a 50 by 50 blanket. So I don't know, it's around the size that it's supposed to be. So, and it's very warm, it's very nice. My brother is going to love it. I don't believe he's going to be watching these videos, so I can show it off if I want to. But it came out quite nicely. It'll just be like a lap throw, so he can just put it over his lap and his legs while he's sitting in his easy chair at his house or whatever. He lives up in Spokane, Washington, and I do know it gets cold up there in the winter time. They get snow in the winter, that kind of thing. So that's gonna come in handy for him. I'm gonna try to get this sent to him for his birthday this year, which is at the end of October. Halloween, by the way. So, that will be his birthday gift for this year. So, that will come in handy for him. So, what am I working on now that is finished? Now that I got that blanket accomplished, the new one that I showed you, I haven't picked that one up again, because I found some other whips that were in bags behind my chair. And the whips that I found behind my chair are quicker and easier to get done. So I'm working on those right now. And one of those that I have been working on this week that I should have done either this evening or tomorrow evening is this granny square Afghan, and it's not very big. It's just a couch Afghan that I'm gonna leave on my couch. This one's for me. I don't do very many projects for myself, just because Anyway, so the yarn that I got for this yarn is now the yarn in the middle of the squares, this rust color. There are two different colors of the rust, okay? Now the darker rust color I got from Dollar Tree because Premier Yarns has Dollar Tree sells the Premier Yarns. It's called Just Yarn. It's Premier Just Yarn. They come in the 1.76 ounce. It's 109 yards. So I got two different colors of them. I got the rust color, and then which is this darker rust right here. And then the other color I got is the sand. This is called sandstone. Because the mood I was in purchasing this yarn, I was in a fall mood. I love fall colors. Fall is my favorite time of the year, okay? I'm just going to say that. I love the fall. So anyway, so I got the rust and I got the sandstone. And you ask, so what does that have to do with two colors of rust? There's a darker one and there's the lighter one. Well, the darker one, when I had purchased it, and I had purchased enough of the rust to finish out the Afghan. However, I had an order of kitchen towels that I needed to get out, and some of the kitchen towels needed crochet on top of them, and they were fall towels. Well, I needed a rust color to crochet on them. So what I did was, instead of going back to Dollar Tree and by purchasing some more of the rust color yarn, as I should have, I used the rust color yarn that I had. And then I went, uh-oh, I used my rust color yarn. Now what am I going to do for my Afghan? So a few weeks later, I'm up at Joann's, and Joann's has these little 1.41 skein ounces, 1.41 ounce skeins, excuse me, good grief. Anyway, so I got what I needed out of these. So, and you know, to make an Afghan this size, I did 5 squares across and 6 squares down. So I'm doing 30 blocks. And anyway, so it's going to end up being, if I do just the blocks, it'll be 45 by 54. However, I have enough yarn of all the colors that I can put a few borders around it as well. So I'm going to use, once I get all the blocks put together, as you can see, I've already started the border because I wanted to see if that border was going to look okay on it. And it is. It's going to be really nice once I get the border on it. So there's that. Anyway, so I've got the rust color, the sandstone, and then the brown. The brown is from Big Twist from Joann's. And then this dark beige color is from Red Heart. And I have just enough to finish all of the blocks. And I was hoping I had enough I was going to have enough of the dark beige. It's this right here. I was hoping I was going to have enough of this to do the border as well, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to have to use a different color beige for the border, which that's not going to matter. That's it, because it's going to be on my couch. Nobody else is no one is going to see it but me anyway. Not a big deal. It's my Afghan. I'm just going to use it for my couch. I don't really care. So, anyway, there it is. That's what I'm working on this week. It's a quick, easy project. It's been very quick. It's been very easy. I started it I think it was either August or September, I believe it was. I began putting it together. And I've worked on it a little bit at a time. I finally got all of the middle squares done. And then I started working on like the second round, which is the sandstone color. And then I decided, well, I'm just going to go ahead. I know I want 5 blocks in a row and 6 rows down, so I'm just going to do 1 row at a time until I get it all done. And it's been going so quickly, I'm like, I can do 1 row a day and have this done by the end of the week. And so that's pretty much what I'm doing. So I've got 2 more rows to do, and then the border, and then I'm done with this. So I'm pretty happy with that. So that's the big project that I'm working on this week. And then the other whips the other long-term whips that I'm working on are, I have got this baby Afghan that I am knitting. This is called, let me tell you, get my whip basket up here. Whoops. This is called the Seed Stitch Knit Baby Blanket. I picked this up from Michael's. And I can, let's see, does it have a, for more projects, visit michaels.com, and it's called the Seed Stitch Knit Baby Blanket. I got it from, anyway, so I will put the name of this in the description, and you can go to michaels.com and look for that, the name of that Afghan, if you want to do that baby blanket. So it's through Lion Brand Yarn Company. They used Lion Brand Pounda of Love. It takes 1 skein of Lion Brand Pound of Love and a size 10.5 knitting needles. I'm using I'm using size 10 needles, and it's working at the gauge is working out about the same size, because I'm knitting larger stitches. I'm knitting loose. A little bit on purpose. So, and the finished measurement is supposed to be 28 by 28, which is fine. That's a good size baby blanket. It'll be really nice when I get it done. So, and the whole pattern is right there. So go to michaels.com. Look up Seed Stitch Knit Baby Blanket, and hopefully the pattern will be there for you. And then, let me see, the other thing I am working on is, it's called the Top Down Long Vest. It's a knit project. There's the vest, and it's on Yarnspirations. I will leave that in the description for you as well. I'm doing mine in black because I want a black vest. So there is my vest. I have it started. I am working on that a little bit at a time. until I get it done. I'm taking my time on the vest. I'm not in a hurry to get it done, because it's not vest weather yet. So I don't want that till like probably mid to late October. So I'm going to kind of take my time on that. And then the third project in this here whip basket that I've got sitting on my lap is I am working on a ripple Afghan. I'm using white as my main color. And then I've got all these pinks and, well, the colors are not showing up very well. This is a dark burgundy, and that's a dark, kind of a dark pink, and that's like a dark hot pink. And there's a dark purple. They're all in the same families of dark pinks and purples, but they're just leftover yarns that I've had from other projects that I kind of want to get rid of. So it's gonna sort of be a scrap Afghan, with my pinks and purples, and I just wanted to use them and be done with them. So, because they don't really match anything else that I've got going on. So I thought, well, if I just use them all for this Afghan, then it's going to be okay. So those are the projects I'm working on right now. Like I said, I'm working on the easiest one first is the Granny Square Afghan. And then the one after that is this knit baby Afghan, which if I sit down, sometimes I get bored with knitting. That's the reason I have a lot of different projects going. Is because if I have a long-term knitting project like that baby Afghan, I get bored with it and I want something else to do. So that's the reason I keep a lot of different projects. So the other projects I have is, and I've showed this one to you before. This is the corner to corner Carry Knit Stitch blanket. And I had this nearly halfway done. I was almost to the turning point with this Afghan. And I kept noticing that there were gaps and holes in the blanket at different spots. So on further inspection of this Afghan, there were 10 spots where I had dropped stitches, and one of them was like on the 5th or 6th row, way down here at the beginning. And I went, oh no, this cannot be. It just cannot be. So I took the entire thing out, rolled up my ball, so I've got this big old ball of yarn, and I was nearly finished with this ball of yarn. This is almost 2 skeins of yarn, people. I was like pretty aggravated. So I rolled up the yarn and I started it again. And I'm not, as you can see, I'm not super far along with it. I was so aggravated with it. I got this far and I haven't picked it up again, and on purpose, because I was so irritated and aggravated with it. Once I get done with the granny square Afghan, I'm gonna pick this up again and start working on this, because I do want to get this finished and get this blue yarn out of my face and off of my knitting needles, so I don't have to look at it anymore. So there's that. And that's my story with that one. So I will be working on that one again. I will give you the story of, I will give you the update on that one. Probably in a couple of weeks, I will let you know how far I've gotten on that one. I do have a few projects in this shelf. I have another whip bag sitting in front of me that I do not want to go through right now. I want to get some of these other projects finished first before I get any more whips out. I'm trying to get my projects done one at a time. I have an organizer on my tablet where I can list all of my projects that I'm working on. I can check them off as I go and say I'm done with this one, now I'm done with that one, now I'm done with that, and I can name the projects on my list. So, and it's helping me to be better organized, and I don't feel so overwhelmed, which is very nice. So anyway, that's that for now, and thank you for listening. If you have any questions, oh, and by the way, if you have crafts that you make that you want to sell, or you just or you have crafts that you do that you want to display, or that you want to chat about, or what have you, there is an app called Tedoo, T-E-D-O-O, which I am part of now. I have a shop in there that I am going to be listing my products, the things that I make. I'm going to begin doing that because I do crochet the tops of kitchen towels, so I will be listing those. All of the kitchen towels and the things that I make there, the bowl cozies and things that I make, I will be listing them. So if you have crafts that you crochet, knit, or whatever, and you want to sell, or just go, Tedoo has chat rooms where you can go in and chat about your crafts if you have questions or you just want to talk about it. They have chat rooms where you can talk about quilting, cross-stitching, crocheting, knitting, whatever you choose. So, and that is a great app. It's a wonderful, wonderful app to be part of. So I encourage you to go there and be part of that. So anyway, I will see you in a week or two and give you another update. You guys have a great week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.